Right then, guys, it's been another few days, and I reckon I've read one and a bit books so far. I tried another library, a bigger one, a little bit further away, but I thought it was bigger, might have more choice. But poor, could not find anything I wanted. It seems like they mostly deal in sort of local history, children's books, or crime and thriller. There's like stacks, walls full of like crime and thriller, which I have zero interest in at the moment. I got a couple of books with my kids that they wanted to read. It was the second Captain Underpants book, which they really enjoy. And my youngest, who is mad into dinosaurs, got himself the Teeny Tiny Saurus book, which is quite good actually. It's like a comic book sort of style. I'm not sure how they follow the comic book format, but they seem to be enjoying the actual story. But that's all I can find in the library. Nothing that I'm really that interested in. I discovered, probably pretty late to the party, that Vinted sells books. So I had a bit of a spending spree and found this guy, Jasper Ford, who has loads of books. And I saw a few of his series on there for like £1 per book or something silly. So I thought I'll give that a go. It was sort of compared to being like a comedy author, I guess. Some people said it was a bit like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I sort of love. So I thought I'll give him a go. And now when I saw this book, this wasn't part of a series that I thought, but it talks about wizards would have once had the ear of a king, but today they rewire houses and unblock drains. And I saw that and thought, I have to read this book. And it was brilliant. Flew through it, in fact. What are the point of these as well? What's the point of this? This just gets tatted, gets thrown to the side. Like, why can't it just be like this? You sort of just sling it to the side. So I read this book really quickly, really enjoyed it. Really fun story. Finished it, had a little look online, thought, oh, what can I look at next for sort of in his series? I got a few of the other like series of books that he's done, and then realised this was a YA book, which I found out mean like youth adult. But I was like, oh, I'm not a young adult, but I enjoyed this anyway. So I don't know whether young adult is just a category where lots of people can enjoy. Some other reviews said it was a children's book. Didn't feel like a kid's book to me. I still enjoyed it. I guess people read Harry Potter. That's a children's book, and they still enjoy them. So same sort of idea, I guess. But this was great. One of the best things I got was I didn't know. No, go back. So when I was like 14, 15, at like 11 o'clock at night on Channel 4, there used to be this show that came on that was called Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, and it was brilliant. I used to try and speak to people when I was in high school about it. No one watched it except like one guy who had heard of it. And then as I've grown up as an adult, no one I know knows it exists. And it's brilliant. And if you've never seen it, you have to watch it. It is hilarious. It's about this guy who's sort of like a Stephen King author who, in his words, has written more books than he's read. And he had a TV show, which is like a horror TV show about a hospital that was built on like an ancient burial ground, and all this mad sort of stuff happens. But it's filmed like it was made in the 80s in really poor quality. The sound is slightly off, and it's just brilliant. And there's some actors who are like quite famous now, like Matt Berry, which was like one of his earliest things he did. And Richard Ayoade is brilliant in it. They only did one series, but I think that was enough because it was just perfect. But that happened years ago. Nothing ever happened with it. And then I didn't know that the Dreamweaver himself has now having actual books being released. Oh no, you can't see. How do we? Oh no. Here. Oh, there we go. Look at that. He's got his own book out. I think he's got 3 so far. And I saw this on Vinted, someone selling it, and it's signed by him. Oh, I cannot wait to read this book. Again, hardback. Not sure how I feel about hardbacks. Let's see what she looks like once this is gone, because they're a waste of time. Oh yeah, nice little basic number. I know a lot about Stephen King. I feel like Garth Marenghi is going to be better than him. Written more books than he's read. Of course, he's going to be better. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm going to give it a nice little spine massage just to sort of open her up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. That's lovely. Who knew that was a good thing as well? All these times when I've tried to read, I was like, oh, this is so, who enjoys this? This is just not fun, as I'm just trying to tenderly read it. I don't care anymore. Just open her up. Oh yeah, very nice. So I'm really looking forward to that. When I finished the Jasper 4 book, what I was looking for next was a book that was something like Clerks, the film. I really wanted to read something that was like really funny, but like just mostly based on characters rather than like just like people in a place just chatting. So I found a book called Help Wanted, which I've not got here. Should I go get it? No, I won't get it. I'll leave it. Help Wanted, which is about a group of people in sort of like a packing packing warehouse, sort house, and it's all about like that group of people who work in that place. It looks dead funny. I will read that because I've got it and I want to read it. But I also got off Vinted is High Fidelity by Nick Hornby. You can see that's not too shiny. And I love the film. John Cusack in this film was brilliant. He was he's such a really good character and a really enjoyable film. So I saw this and thought, well, this is like character driven, based in a shop, just around like a few group of people, and that was sort of like funny, but a bit of a sort of a character building thing. So I thought I'll give this a go, and I'd say I'm like this far in, and it's been one of the hardest things I've read because it is, well, so far has been dire. I do not like the character in it at all. I don't know whether he starts off as such an unlikable person, and the way he talks about people and the things that he says, I do not enjoy at all. He's getting better. I feel like this is sort of like a redemption story. From what I remember in the film, it didn't feel like a redemption story so much, but now I look back on it, I think, oh yeah, it probably was. So I'm hoping as I go through on this, it'll get better. But I've really had to fight the urge to not to stop reading it. I don't want. So in the past, I've just read a book for a bit and then just sort of put it down and then never looked at it again. I thought, oh yeah, I read that book up to like a certain point, like 3 years ago. I'm not doing that now. I had a little chat with my mate Perseverance, and I've decided I'm going to power through and I'm going to try and finish it. I hope it doesn't take me what feels like a lifetime, but so far it is. And we'll see how we get on. But once I finish this, I don't know whether I'm going to read Help Wanted first or whether I'm going to read this guy. And I think I'm going to read this because I cannot wait for this to start. But yeah, so things seem to be going well. I've read more books up to this point than I've ever read in a year normally. So things seem to be going well. I just need to sort of fight the urge of not stopping to read this book. I mean, does it really matter if you stop reading the book halfway through? Not really, but I feel like in the past I have done, and now I want to fight that and power through. So I know I can, I guess. And I've had an issue, I don't remember if I mentioned in the last video, of struggling to just sit down and read that's not like at night time before bed, where I can just go, oh, I'm going to sit down, have a little read in the day, and not worry about it. I'm fighting that urge not to do it, and I'm going to power through. What am I powering through? I'm going to fight that urge and just be happy just to sit and read rather than sit and watch TV, because that's less productive than actually enjoying something I have been enjoying recently. So yeah, that's reading so far. It seems to be going well. I've not, as you can see, I paint little men, which I mentioned before. I mean, I guess I could show. I've not painted any little men recently. They've done a lot of sitting around just looking at them. I've built quite a few, but I've not painted any. I played Blood Bowl the other night and lost 3-1 against a guy who effectively killed every single one of my characters. But I can show you a Blood Bowl character that I've got. This is an orc army that I did, which I'm very proud of. Look at him. I feel like I need to sort the grass out though because it's a bit peely. But yeah. So yeah, things seem to be going well. I'm happy with how things are going. I just need to power through this book, and I think once I've done that, I can get over this sort of mountain that I'm climbing up, and things might get a bit easier again. But who knows? So yeah, I might see you in. I will see you in a week's time. Hopefully in a different part of my reading journey where I'm actually reading something I enjoy. And we'll go from there. Okay. Bye.